Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, so today we have Sloka 5.29. Oktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Surdam Sarva Bhutanam Gyatva Mam Shantim Richati. Translation: a person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So this happens to be the last shloka of this chapter, Karma Yoga, and here Lord is giving Arjuna the formula. Formula for peace. He is telling, if one practices this, if one is able to practice all these three things, what he has mentioned, realizes this, then he can be at peace and free from the miseries. Let's see the details to this. One second. So, okay. So Shilpad gives detail to this. So Prabhupada is saying that if anyone understands that Krishna or the Supreme Lord, and he understands that the Lord is actually the enjoyer of all activities, and not the Jivatma, not the person, then that's the right understanding. Now, whatever activities are going on in this material world, there is some result out of performing these activities, especially good activities. Now, how here it is called Yagya Tapasam. So Prabhupada says that Yagya and Tapasya, austerities, Yagya, sacrifice and austerities, that is very good. They are pious activities. So we are not supposed to abandon charity, all these good activities, pious activities like Yagya, which is sacrifice, and Tapasya, austerities. There has to be some level of austerities. And Prabhupada also says that good activities like giving charity to the right person at the right time is beneficial, and everybody should do that, and nobody should stop such good activities. Even if somebody has reached a certain level in spirituality or has made progress in his life, he should continue these good activities, right? So this will help in sustenance in the spiritual activities. So Prabhupada says that, so Lord Krishna says that if one can understand that for all result of pious activities, the enjoyer happens to be Lord Krishna. Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. And also Lord Krishna is the actual proprietor, rightful proprietor of all planets. And not just all planets, even so there are so many innumerable planets, all the planets. He is the actual proprietor, and not just the planets, even the universe, and not just this universe, all the innumerable universes. The Lord happens to be the actual proprietor of all these universes. And by saying that, it also means Not just the planets and universes, everything in these universes and planets also belongs to Lord Krishna. He is the right proprietor. He is the actual proprietor. He is the one who is actually maintaining everything. Whether it is humans or other life forms, it is Krishna who is awarding them, who is giving them everything what they need. Um, and so of course, people are different states or different levels of illusions. But irrespective of that, in all species, everywhere, it is actually Krishna who's maintaining them, and he is the actual proprietor of anything which a person falsely claims to be belonging to him. But if anybody understands that Krishna is the actual proprietor, that's the right understanding. So Surdham Sarva Bhutanam, he is the only friend of all living entities. He is the actual friend of all living entities. We will see how so. Gyatva mam shantim richati. If anyone can understand the secret of life, that nobody is proprietor, and the actual proprietor is Lord Krishna, that's the right understanding. So everyone is falsely claiming that I'm the proprietor of this house, this land, this country, this planet, and so and so. Um, but all this is a mistake. This is a wrong understanding. The actual fact is that the proprietor is the Supreme Lord. We are not the proprietor. Well, how so? So we are just guests in this house, and we must develop this sense, understanding, this spiritual understanding that Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord, is the actual proprietor. So, so there are times when people they have this um, incomplete knowledge or illusion. They are in the illusion, and they have this false pride. Sometimes they say, I am Indian, I am American, I am African, or any other nationality. I have so and so assets, I have so and so position, and and they are enjoying. But that's actually not the right understanding. So we have come on this planet Earth as guests for a few years, maybe in Kali Yuga, maybe for 100 years maximum. Then we leave. Then we leave this place, or we are forced to leave this place. Um, and so, if I am the proprietor, Prabhupada says that, then why don't I take this place with me, or why not be here forever? If uh, if the person happens to be the proprietor, then why does he not take this, or why does he not? Why does he leave this place? So so we are forced to leave this place, right? That's the law of nature: birth, death, old age, and disease. So I'm not the proprietor. So Prabhupada even gets into this detail under the pretext, under the illusion. People falsely claim that um, I'm renouncing this thing. I mean, how can you renounce something if it doesn't even belong to you? Um, so there is no question of bhoga or sense gratification, sense enjoyment, or and there is we are, because we are not the proprietor, so we are neither enjoyers nor renouncers. So renunciation or enjoyment both are illegal. So understanding, so we have to rightly understand what is this renunciation. So renunciation, actual renunciation is yukta vairagya, right? um, but for that we have to understand who does it belong to, and we are not the enjoyers. So what can be done with whatever we have? What is the right use of that thing? What is the right understanding? So if somebody, Prabhupada says that, if somebody says that, all right, I'm giving up or renouncing this enjoyment, life of enjoyment. So Prabhupada says that we can neither renounce nor enjoy. Both are illegal. So simple things that we must know that as it is formulated here, that everything in this particular shloka, that everything belongs to God. So first one has to understand this thing, that everything belongs to the God. He is the right, he is the actual proprietor. So everything should be engaged for the service of the Lord. That is real knowledge. And then when you engage something in the service of the Lord, understanding that Krishna is the right actual proprietor, and to use everything for his service, is the right thing, that is the real knowledge, that is the right yukta vairagya, that is the renunciation, that is the actual real renunciation. Merely leaving everything, thinking that this is bad, this is material energy, that is not the right renunciation. It has to be, if you are awarded something, you were blessed because of your past karma or whatever it is, and you have the right knowledge now that Krishna is Bhagwan and everything belongs to him, he is the actual proprietor. Our time here is limited. Um, this material body we have, which we claim, or whatever material assets, even this material body we falsely claim to be ours, is actually belongs to Lord Krishna. It's his energy. We have got this body from this material energy, which again is serving Lord Krishna. It is one of his potencies. And in that understanding, when we engage everything in the service of the Lord, that is the right understanding, that is the real knowledge, that is the real renunciation. So if we understand that everything belongs to God, Lord Krishna, so that sense will lead us to understanding, okay, no, I'm not the right actual enjoyer. I'm not the enjoyer. So my sense gratification, my anger, my lust, all with that understanding, all this illusory understanding, this false claim, all is finished at once, at one stroke, immediately. So if I understand that nothing belongs to me, everything belongs to God, the Supreme Lord, and if I want to enjoy it for my sense gratification, that is illegal. And if I neglect it, that is also illegal, right? So we must try to utilize the whole thing, whatever we have, for the purpose of serving Krishna, because everything belongs to Lord Krishna, and that is our duty. That is Krishna consciousness, because Lord Krishna is the proprietor. So whatever assets we have, maybe it's a place of residence, or a vehicle we have, or some um, knowledge skill we have, or some financial security or finances we have, or wealth we have, understanding that it belongs to Krishna and it can be engaged in the service of Krishna, um, that would be the right engagement of it. That's actually the real renouncement. So, whether we have assets for preaching, maybe this phone or anything, if we can use it for serving Lord Krishna, uh, instead of our sense gratification, then that is the right engagement, that is the real knowledge, and that is the real renunciation. And then we will be free. Then we will not be earning sin from using it for sense gratification, um, and will not be in misery. We'll be free from illusion. So, that will be the right utilization. We can use it for the preaching services, for preaching Krishna consciousness. That will be service to Lord Krishna. And so everything belongs to Lord Krishna. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Everything, all the lokas, all the planets, everything belongs to Lord Krishna. So in the Bhagavad-gītā, we'll find that anything, all the riches in the world, all over the universe, that is created by God. Although it might be temporary, but nevertheless, it is energy of the Lord, and it belongs to the Lord, and should be used for the service of the Lord. So we are at liberty to make its right use, not misuse, but right use. And we can take as much as we like to sustain us, but not overindulge in it, and not claim false proprietorship over it. And otherwise, we'll make fault, and then we will suffer for that mistakes, for those sinful activities. So it should be used for the service of the Lord, and there is no harm in using it, because Krishna has given us, and it should be rightly used for Lord's service. So Prabhupada says that why are we and this material world, why everybody is suffering? Because we are trying to occupy it. We are hoarding it for sense gratification, and and we are not the actual enjoyers. So this will lead, otherwise this will lead us to trouble. But if we think that it is all Krishna's property, let us enjoy and be Krishna conscious and be happy, then there is no disturbance. Automatically peace is there. So when we say enjoy, so it's like we said, it should be used. All the sets, everything can be used for the service of the Lord, for preaching, and the food and whatever we eat and drink. Um, if we can offer it to the Lord and then we can honor it, then it is good. Then it's the right thing to do. Then we'll be at peace because we are not earning sin. So, so Prabhupada says that it is because people are suffering in this material world because they don't know what is peace, what is the formula for peace. But Prabhupada says that we are telling you the formula for peace, and that is Bhoktaram, Yagya Tapasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. The Supreme Lord Krishna, he is the enjoyer, he is the proprietor of everything, and he is the real friend of all. In the Vedic scriptures, we find that um, Lord Krishna is such a good friend of everyone. See, he has not sent us in this material world alone. No matter what species, what body we take, the birth we take, Lord Krishna is along with us. Next to the soul, that is us, Jivatma, there is a super soul. And Krishna is such a great friend that when we are transmigrating from one body to another because of our karmas, Krishna is also transmigrating in the same body as the super soul. And that is how he's such a good friend. Irrespective of whatever condition of life we may be, whether we are rich, whether we are poor, whether we are in this species, that species, he's always with us. And he's taking care of us. So there is also an analogy, there's also a saying mentioned in the Vedic scriptures that there are two birds sitting on the same tree. One bird is eating the fruit of the tree, that is us, indulging in sense gratification, and the other bird is just witnessing and he's sanctioning what we should receive. Um, so there is no mistake. So Krishna, if whatever somebody deserves because of his past karma or bhakti, he will give that person whatever that person deserves. And that witnessing bird is Lord Krishna. He's sanctioning it. He's approving it. And the eating bird who is indulging in sense gratification is us. So I'm enjoying the fruits of my work in this material world, and Krishna is simply observing. So if Prabhupada says that if anybody who wants peace in this world, in this life, then this is the formula. You should always know that Lord Krishna is enjoyer of everything, right? And he is the proprietor of everything. He is the real friend of everyone, and he's and so everything should be used in his service. That is the real knowledge. That is the real yukta vairagya. That is the real renunciation when we use everything for service of the Lord. Surdam sarvabhutanam gyatva. So one who understands the secret of life, he becomes happy in this life itself, and then peace is for him. And when we as a group, we as a society, or we as a nation, or we as all the people throughout the planet, um, we achieve this understanding, then there'll be peace across. So this is the right understanding, and this is the formula of peace, as Prabhupada mentions, is even in this shloka. So reaching this understanding will be at peace. So that is how it is. So thank you, Prabhuji Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji Mataji. Thanks for joining. If anybody has any question, please ask before we log off. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Anand Prabhuji. Thank you.